Hey, welcome back to Mindfulness for Real Estate Professionals, session 9. We're getting towards the end. This week, it's all about the clients, those relationships. We're now going to bring together the world of what we've been working on and how that will impact the relationships we have with our clients. So that's exciting. Last week, we talked about our relationship we have with ourselves, self-care. And we looked at the different practices that you could create. And the meditation between the weeks was meditating on loving kindness and giving yourself, connecting to being kind to yourself and kind to others and wishing others well and wishing yourself well. That is literally, not figuratively, literally growing new neuronal pathways in your brain. There are new pathways in your brain for loving kindness to show up. You'll start to see it more. You'll start to see it missing more. You'll start to provide it more. You're shaping the way the world occurs just by practicing loving kindness. And I don't know anyone, I literally never met anyone that was like, I'm up to here with loving kindness. If I have any more loving kindness in my life, no one thinks that way. This is an opportunity to live a life consistent with what really matters to you, what's really important to you. So keep practicing those loving kindness meditations. We're going to talk now about clients, right? And how to create mindfulness in our interactions with our clients. And it's probably not necessary to talk about the value of being present when you're talking about your clients or being attentive. Mostly in life, where our attention is on ourselves. We're either wondering what they think about us, or we're wondering when will they stop talking so I could say what I have to say. And at this point, having practiced for 8 weeks or so in mindfulness, that should be enough. There should be enough space for you to be able to hear when you're doing that. Most people don't know they're doing that. At the very least, you should now have some idea of when you're doing it. And the moment you notice you're doing it, you then have that choice. You then can bring yourself back. And if you're willing to practice bringing yourself back and back and back into the present with them over and over, you will get better at it. Principle of life. The more you practice something, the better you get. It's not mindful. It's not particular to mindfulness, okay? That ability to create, to be out here with them is what builds rapport and trust. Look, you could do the Ford technique, family, organizations, recreation, and I don't know, whatever the D is there, desires. You could do those like a technique, like a sales technique, like, hey, how you doing? Hey, nice slacks, like a car salesman. Or you could even do it like, more subtly, but it's still not building authentic trust. Authentic trust is built when you or anyone is really fully present with another. When two human beings are fully present, or even one human being is fully present with another, that person doesn't necessarily have to be fully present. They can do whatever they're doing. But if you are fully present, they will wind up fully present. And that builds an authentic trust that you can't replicate otherwise. I could not have started with this session if you didn't have 8 weeks of practicing being present, which is another way to say you can't have this skill until you've spent time noticing how not present you are. That's what being present is, noticing when you're not. So if you now have begun to develop that muscle, you now have the opportunity to build true trust, true rapport. Watch your client satisfaction go through the roof. Really watch them love you and watch how much you love them. We're talking about building authentic relationships here, not transactions. There is so much lip service in our business about this being a relationship business, not a transaction business, that even the Lamborghini leaning agents, look at me on Instagram, those people, those even talk about it being a relationship business. People brag about being a relationship business without taking the time to be fully connected and fully there with another just as they are to build an authentic relationship. And you can do that with your clients. This is how. So the techniques for staying present with your clients are mindful communication, listen actively, reflect responses, do all that work we did in the listening exercises, pause before replying. Again, we talked about this before, but there is almost no text that needs an immediate response. There's almost no phone call that you actually need to pick up and respond to right away. I mean, I'm not saying let everything go to voicemail. I'm saying there are times where our opportunity to reflect is going to make a bigger difference than an immediate response, especially if they're not demanding an immediate response. That need for immediate response often comes from us not thinking and then just replying. Pause before replying. Difficult conversations, we all have them. That's why we get paid the big bucks, right? Okay, so breathe. The breathing exercises, any kind of breath work will help you center yourself. You are either in flight or flight or what's the other one? Rest, like that. Nest and rest, like the opportunity to be present. You can activate the parasympathetic nervous system by managing your breath. Mindfully breathing will create a space for you then to look at this difficult conversation and be able to have some compassion for what you're saying. Keeping an open and non-judgmental mindset. It's difficult for me. Look, these are all challenges for me. But the opportunity to, if something goes wrong in the deal, I blame myself. Always blame myself. I know other people blame other people and things like that, but I'm a self-blame person. Either way, it doesn't, same here. That wherever you're pointing the blame, it's all judgment. It's all judgment. Rather than looking whose fault is it, you would get a world of power inside this conversation we're having by looking at it not from whose fault is it, but hey, this is what's happening. How can we best respond to this? Because whether it's your fault or the other agent's fault, or it's because the Earth's rotation is off by 2 degrees or whatever, it doesn't really matter. What matters most is what's the most appropriate response we could have to this right now. And that is amazingly powerfully accessed when you leave judgments aside. And you've had 8 weeks in practicing that. So that's exciting. You could use this new world in your meetings, your showings, being fully present in client consultations, observing their reactions, mirror match, the world that we're taught around mirror matching people, that it's proven that that's an effective technique for having people trust us. And I don't mean like sure, it's a technique, but the point is when, as Seth Godin would say, people like us do things like this. We're always looking for people like us. Your ability to mirror or match someone is amplified significantly if you are not worried about you and what you have to say next and what they think of you. If your attention's not over here, but it's authentically over there, which is what happens when you're mindfully listening and you're fully present. Being present doesn't mean being in here. It means being here in the world. And you'll be able to mirror match people like you've never been able to do before, and have people trust you even more because you're really authentically out here with them. It's a little bit like a magic skill, superpower. That's the word I was looking for. So I want you to practice. There's a meditation for preparing for client meetings. Frankly, you can do that, and you should definitely check it out and do it at least once and do that. But honestly, breathing, loving kindness, focused awareness, any of the past meditations will give you into the world of being present, being here now, And that's what's going to help you prepare for the client meeting. So do the client meeting preparation meditation once for sure. You can keep doing it. You can do it all week. But it's more of an exercise in how to apply everything you've already gotten in preparation for a client meeting. The other work, it's built on the shoulders of all the other work. The other work is foundational to this. So practice mindful interactions with all your clients, with all your agents, with your family, your friends. Make sure you reflect in your journal. And next week, session 10, we're going to talk about the future, sustaining mindfulness. What happens when things aren't going well? How can we create a mindful reality in a world that looks like this one? That's next week, sustaining mindfulness. So I'll see you then. Party on.